Galaxy Z Fold3 is Samsung's third foldable flagship phone. And if you're planning to pick one up, then there are a couple of things that you need to know about it beforehand. But before I get into all of that, please do subscribe to our channel so you don't miss out on any future updates. Okay, so first let's talk about the price. And if you still think that foldable phones cost a lot of money, then you'd be absolutely right. This 3-quil from Samsung is very expensive at 1,50,000 rupees. So I can't really justify the price tag, but I can at least understand the premium expense that Samsung demands for it. At the end of the day, you are investing in a top quality smartphone that transforms on demand into a very capable tablet. Now that feature alone may be enough for some people to buy into this form factor, but in order to truly call the Galaxy Z Fold3 a next generation product, the folks at Samsung had to make a good number of meaningful upgrades all around. And as it turns out, they did just that. For starters, the Galaxy Z Fold3 adds a lot in terms of durability. Right off the bat, it gets IPX8 water resistance rating, which means the phone can withstand being in up to 1.5 meters of water for up to 30 minutes. Although I'd still advise against dunking any foldable, but it's great to know it can handle everything from splashes of coffee to even rain. Durability is further enhanced thanks to a stronger armor aluminum frame, and the hinge feels much tighter than before. Meanwhile, the 6.2-inch cover display and rear panel get the latest Gorilla Glass Victus protection. Furthermore, Samsung claims that the Z Fold3 employs a new protective film on the inner 7.6-inch display, which results in an 80% more durable screen. On top of that, the main display is easier to view outdoors as it gets up to 29% brighter, while the smaller screen is 25% brighter. I also love the fact that the 120Hz adaptive refresh rate is now supported across both displays, which enables smoother scrolling regardless of which panel is being used. This is also the first foldable to support Samsung's pressure-sensitive S Pen. It was one of the most requested missing features of previous folds, and by adding it, Samsung has justified another important reason for the existence of a larger inner screen. Not only is the S Pen great for jotting down quick notes, but it makes the Galaxy Z Fold3 one of the best devices for on-the-go digital artwork. There is a catch though, the S Pen doesn't come bundled with the phone, so you do have to buy it separately, and also there is quite literally no space on the phone to actually store an S Pen like you can do with a Note series of the past. So that means you do have to buy an extra cover, especially for that S Pen, which just turns out to be an extra add-on. Another huge addition is the first ever under-display camera on a Samsung smartphone, which helps in providing a nearly notchless experience when you go full screen on content like photos and videos. However, do note that it's not completely invisible to the naked eye. When the display is dark, like on the home screen let's say, you can make out the tiny hole. The Galaxy Z Fold3 is a multitasking monster. Samsung makes everything just a little easier, from flex mode typing to switching between different apps. However, the main focus was to improve multi-active window, the feature that allows 2 or 3 apps to run simultaneously on the primary display. Launching apps in multi-active window just feels more natural over the previous Fold, as they adapt better to size and aspect ratio changes. You can even manually change the aspect ratio of any app from the Labs section. But my favorite tweak is that you can now permanently pin your favorite apps on the right side of the screen for an even more tablet-like experience. It's also good to see that more third-party apps have been optimized to take advantage of the foldable form factor, including Spotify, Gmail, and Chrome. Now, this excellent software experience is further complemented by beefy hardware under the hood. A Snapdragon 888 chip powers the phone and is paired with 12 GB of RAM. There's also 256 GB of internal storage, though you can opt for 512 GB. In everyday use, the Galaxy Z Fold3 felt very snappy, whether I was running 3 apps at once or playing some Call of Duty Mobile. Additionally, the side-firing speakers have big enough chambers that help in producing full, rich and loud sound. Samsung have carried over the main 3 cameras from last year's Fold. This means you've got a trio of 12 megapixel lenses on the rear, 1 ultra-wide angle, 1 normal wide angle, and 1 2x telephoto. The cameras are good, but no match for those found on the S21 Ultra. Still, they can click some really good photos, and the night mode is surprisingly effective. For the most part, Samsung's latest foldable delivers that satisfying refinement you would expect from a third generation device, but hey, there's always room for improvement. To start with, there's still a visible crease at the middle of the screen, likely to become more noticeable after months of use. And while the phone has a water resistance rating, there's no dust proofing. On top of that, the side fingerprint scanner can be very temperamental. It didn't always unlock the phone when I wanted it to, and I'm also not too happy with its placement. It's just way too low for my liking. The under-display camera is a fantastic addition in terms of design, but its 4-megapixel sensor doesn't offer the best image quality. You're better off using the 10-megapixel front camera on the cover display if selfies are important to you. There's also no getting around the fact that the Galaxy Z Fold3 is a thick phone when closed. Samsung says they have made it slimmer than the Fold 2, but you'll definitely notice this phone's presence in your pocket. Battery life could have been better as well. The Fold 3 packs a 4400 mAh dual battery, which is a tad bit smaller than the Z Fold 2's 4500 mAh unit. In my testing, the phone lasted just about a day with mixed use of both screens, but when pushed to the max, that battery will gasp for much needed electrical juice way before bedtime. Also, it's worth pointing out that just like the S21 series, the Fold 3 does not come with a charger in the box, but it is compatible with a 25-watt charger that tops up the phone from 0 to 48% in around 30 minutes. The Galaxy Z Fold 3 isn't going to be replacing laptops or larger tablets anytime soon, but Samsung have managed to make a very compelling product that's perfect for both multitasking and content consumption. There's also no doubt that the Fold 3 is a superior phone than either of its predecessors. It now has a more durable design, gets S Pen support, offers 120Hz refresh rate across both displays, and the software experience is just next level. And yes, you will have to pay a premium price for it, but at the same time, you're getting some of the best technology that money can buy right now.
Hi guys, I'm Deepith and you're watching the EJ Tech Show. Today I have with me the first true wireless earbuds to be officially launched by Google in India, the Pixel Buds A series. Priced at Rs 9,999, these come with all the promise of Google's fantastic aesthetics and precise engineering. But are these good enough to earn the top spot in what is now a pretty competitive premium true wireless earbuds market? Before we answer that question, make sure you like this video and subscribe to our channel to keep seeing more content like this. You expect a certain refinement and pedigree from a product directly by Google, and well, the Pixel Buds A series have got it. Let's start with the case itself. It's pill-shaped, but the curves are smooth enough to be almost imperceptible. It has this smooth matte finish that's incredibly pleasing to the touch, and the curves are angled just perfectly for it to feel like a light pebble in your hand. It opens from the top and the mechanism is faultless. It's very easy to open with just one hand and snaps shut with confidence. The buds themselves carry forward the aesthetic with a similar matte finish and an almost imperceptible G logo. Very understated and elegant, much like the overall design. There are also little wing tips to help make the fit better. These aren't removable, but they're small enough that I don't think anyone will have a problem with them regardless of ear shape. Personally, I found the Pixel Buds A series really comfortable to wear in my ears. They fit in nice and snug and don't threaten to ever drop out. Google does send 2 sets of extra ear tips in large and small sizes along with the default mediums, so you can choose according to your need and should hopefully find one that's a good fit. They're also very easy to wear for long periods of time without feeling much ear fatigue. Each earbud weighs only 5.1 grams and fits so well that I've worn these for 5 to 6 hours straight, and honestly I've forgotten they're even there. The Pixel Buds A series are also IPX4 rated for water resistance, so they shouldn't be affected much by sweat or a little splash of water. Now, of course, the glaring missing feature in what is otherwise a pretty impressive list for the Pixel Buds A series is active noise cancellation, or ANC, something which has come to be common and even expected in this price range. But how much does that affect the listening experience or even the value for money proposition of the Pixel Buds A series? Honestly, if you were to ask me, I don't miss it very much. These are loud and fit well inside your ear to create a good enough seal that passively blocks out most noise anyway. You can easily drown out a room full of people talking with the volume at around 80%. You might miss it if you're on an airplane, sure, but apart from that, the passive noise reduction of the Pixel Buds A series is very impressive. In terms of pure sound quality, this is a very easy recommendation. The Pixel Buds A series have 12mm custom dynamic drivers that create very impressive sound for earbuds this small and light. The soundstage is quite wide, surprisingly so for a pair of true wireless earbuds. Clarity and instrument separation are all best in class. These are very explicitly not bass-forward sounding earphones, so if you're a bass head, you may not enjoy the sound signature. But I can say that I was very impressed with the bass representation of the Pixel Buds A series. According to my taste at least, the bass sits in the right place, and in songs like James Blake's Limit to Your Love, you can even hear the sub-bass way more than I ever expect from a set of true wireless earbuds. So much for good audio, but how does the mic sound? Well, about adequate. I've taken a lot of calls and attended some meetings with the Pixel Buds A series, and the mic quality is just decent enough for people to hear you clearly. In indoor settings at least, background noise is not a problem. The volume does tend to fluctuate sometimes, but nobody on the other end ever told me they couldn't understand me at any point. So this is not going to replace the studio microphone anytime soon, but it does the job. The Pixel Buds A series are compatible with an iPhone, but obviously work best with Android devices. They support Google's Fast Pair, so with most Android phones you should be able to see a pop-up asking you to pair with them the moment you pop open the case for the first time. The buds also get in-ear detection, so they will pause playback if you take one earbud out of your ear and resume once you put it back in. You can control playback through the buds' tap controls. One tap on either bud will pause or resume, 2 taps will go one song forward, and 3 taps will go one song back. You can also tap and hold to activate the Google Assistant. Unfortunately, there's no way to control volume through the buds themselves. These miss out on the swipe volume controls the first Pixel Buds had. I would have really appreciated some sort of way to do this. There's a Pixel Buds app on the Google Play Store through which you can control a few features, including finding your buds if you lose them, changing the EQ, or activating a bass boost mode if the amount of default bass just isn't enough for you. The app is not available for iOS devices though. The Google Assistant support is also nice. I don't use voice assistants much to be honest, but if you do, this is a pretty nifty feature to have and works really well. Of course, the live translation feature is something that Google has played up for the Pixel Buds A series. How it works is something like you say, "Help me speak Spanish," and then the buds listen for Spanish sentences and translate them automatically into English. This is a feature better in theory than in execution. It's kind of slow and it's really hard to carry a conversation through it, but I appreciate it as a glance into the future of when technology has come to a point where real-time translation like this is absolutely possible. Until then, this could be useful when you're off traveling in Europe or something, perhaps. Google rates the Pixel Buds for 5 hours of continuous playback, and I found that mostly accurate in my testing, achieving between 4.5 to 5 hours consistently. If you're using the mics though, the battery will drop faster. The charging case can also charge the buds up fully around 4 times, which means you won't be looking for wall outlets for quite some time. The case also does support quick charge, where 15 minutes of charging can give you 180 minutes of playback. Unfortunately, you do not get wireless charging with the A series. The Google Pixel Buds A series get plenty of things right. Not only do they sound fantastic, they also look and feel premium. They're light enough to never tire you out, and the software integration with Android at least is refined and smooth. And the battery life lasts long enough to keep you going days without needing a recharge. Yes, there's no ANC, but for 9,999 rupees, I can still very easily recommend the overall package that is the Google Pixel Buds A series.
Hey guys, welcome to the EJ Tech Show. I'm Soham, and in this video today I'm going to review the Huawei Band 6 fitness tracker. Now before I get into it, I would like to point out that I've reviewed a fair few number of fitness trackers and all of them have cost less than 10,000 rupees. So trust me when I say this, the Huawei Band 6 is by far and away one of the best I've used at its price point of 4,490 rupees. Anyway, to see what I mean, let's dive into the review. But before I begin, don't forget to hit that like button if you do like what you're seeing and subscribe to the Editor G channel for more tech reviews. The Huawei Band 6 has a fairly traditional design as a fitness tracker, and I think it looks quite functional. Rather than going for a slim pill-shaped design or a circular watch-like shape, the Band 6 has a rectangular dial. Now, I quite like this because where other fitness trackers at this price point try to look like a smartwatch by adopting a circular design, the Huawei Band 6 looks like that quintessential fitness band and does it well. The variant I've got is the graphite black color, and to me that's a bit plain Jane, which is why I suggest going for the forest green, amber sunrise or sakura pink variants. Plus the straps are not interchangeable, so it's better if you go with a color you like. The strap is made of soft silicone that's quite comfortable and good for working out or just wearing all day. The clasp, however, is made of hard plastic, and if you tend to rest your wrist on a table for long periods of time, you might find it a bit uncomfortable. Still, the whole package is pretty lightweight at around 29 grams, so after a few days of getting over the feeling of having something on your wrist all the time, you'll barely notice it. Exercising and getting sweaty with the Huawei Band 6 is no issue at all because it comes with 5 ATM water resistance, so you can even take it for a light swim without being worried. The display on the Huawei Band 6 is a rectangular 1.47-inch AMOLED panel with a 194 by 368 resolution. It's quite sharp and vibrant even in outdoor conditions, but the resolution isn't the best and you can definitely notice the pixels without having to look too closely. Still, it's not bad at all for this price point, and what really matters is the touch responsiveness of the screen, which is quite good. It detects touch accurately and quickly and supports both tap and swipe gestures. The display is protected by 2.5D curved glass, and despite getting a few knocks and bumps into walls and doors a few times, it gave me no reason to believe that it wouldn't be durable for day-to-day abuse. The Huawei Band 6 offers a wide variety of functions and offers features that really can't be matched by its rivals at this price point. For instance, there's 24/7 heart rate tracking that measures your pulse throughout the day and can be set to give you alerts in case your heart's beating too quickly or slowly. Heart rate tracking when compared to my Apple Watch Series 3 was really accurate, and in fact while working out I felt the Huawei Band 6 was doing a better job of updating my beats per minute in real time. There's an SpO2 monitor here as well, which is good to see in this affordable segment, especially with the COVID-19 pandemic still around us. I wouldn't use it for diagnostic purposes, and even Huawei says you shouldn't do that, but it's still good to have a feature like that right here on your wrist. There's 96 workout modes on the Huawei Band 6, which is a lot, and they include things like running, walking, elliptical, rowing, and a whole lot more. I mostly used it for strength training sessions, and the calorie tracking was pretty much on par with my Apple Watch, which is good to see. It's worth noting though that there's no built-in GPS on the Huawei Band 6, which I think is a bit of a miss, but I think Huawei decided not to risk the battery life of the device, which is something I'll get into later on in this video. The Band 6 runs on a proprietary operating system which is quite user-friendly and easy to use. Swiping through the main screens, you can see the heart rate tracker data, stress tracking data, the weather, music controls, and an overview of your daily activity. Swipe down and you get quick access to Do Not Disturb mode, the screen on time, the Find My Phone feature, alarms, and settings. By the way, that screen on time can be enabled for up to 20 minutes, something that you don't get to see on a lot of other fitness bands. When it comes to apps, there's a workout app, another for your workout records, heart rate and SpO2 monitor apps, along with activity, sleep, and stress records. There's also an app for music control, notifications, the weather, a stopwatch with timer, alarm, torch, that Find My Phone function I mentioned earlier, and of course, settings. There's a fair few watch faces as well, and some even come with customizable complications, which isn't something I expected at this affordable price point. Moreover, you can download plenty of free and paid third-party watch faces from the theme store using the Huawei Health app. However, there's no app for the remote shutter, which is a feature that's available in other regions but doesn't seem to be available in India. Plus, while there is support for viewing an incoming call, you can't answer them since the Huawei Band 6 does not get a microphone. Still, for a proprietary operating system, not only does it run smoothly, it also offers a ton of functionality for the money. Like I said before, the Huawei Band 6 runs its operating system smoothly without any stutters or lag. There's Bluetooth version 5.0 here, and the Huawei Band 6 did not give me any issues with connectivity throughout my usage. Sleep tracking compared to the Apple Watch was decent, but I noticed the band had a tendency to record an extra half hour of sleep on average. The Band 6 also gets a 24/7 SpO2 monitoring function, which basically tracks your blood oxygen level throughout the day, but there is a bit of a catch to it. The feature has to be enabled using the Huawei Health app, and that's something the Band 6 will also tell you in the SpO2 Monitor app, but the trouble with that is that Huawei hasn't updated its app on the Google Play Store since July 2020, and the version currently available does not have the feature. You can work around this problem by downloading the Huawei App Gallery from the company's website and then install the latest version of the Huawei Health app, which does have the option to turn the feature on. Now, even though you get quite a lot of information about workouts, sleep, and stress on the Band 6 itself, you do have the Huawei Health app that you can use to add more watch faces, update the firmware, and set different health parameters. The app is fairly simple to use and gets a clean interface. You have large cards for all the major things being tracked by the band, including sleep, SpO2, and your heart rate. Battery life on the Huawei Band 6 is really impressive. It gets acclaimed 14 days of battery life, and in my usage of around a week, I barely lost 60% of charge despite things like sleep tracking, 24/7 heart rate monitoring, and almost daily workouts. Charging speeds are also good with the magnetic 2-pin charger that claims to offer up to 2 days of battery life in just 5 minutes of charging. If you're looking for a fitness band under 10K, then frankly you're spoiled for choice. And if you're looking for one under 5K, you still have quite a few options. But what I think sets the Huawei Band apart from all of its rivals is that it's not trying to be something it's not. It's a fitness tracker, and not only does it look the part, but it also does the job quite well for the money.